Hello, welcome back to the Feathers and Glow podcast. My name is Pamela, your host. I'm doing a solo episode today, and I'm excited for that because it just means I get to train and practice my articulation. The Purpose and Glow Hub uh, came about was built around two pillars, right? So the first pillar is the podcast where we have conversations around wellness, business, and wedding talks with my guest or by myself, such as the one of today, where I have an episode or a whole conversation by myself talking about the collective, which we will dive into, right? So, and the second pillar of the Purpose and Glow Hub is the community, where it's divided into two as well. That would be the book club. The book club is it's where we read a monthly book. We read a monthly book and we meet monthly as well. Love those meetups. So we read like productivity books, right? Personal development, self help, just personal development to become the best versions of ourselves. We pick books, like I've said, of personal development or self-help biographies as well, because those could help us become the best versions of ourselves. So we meet on a monthly basis, and we started this book club late last year, but we only started meeting in January. And so we had our first meetup in January, the second meetup in Feb, and then in March. So we're about to have our fourth meetup. Love those meetups because we just come together and converse around the particular book that we're reading that month. And I'm excited for this month's book because, yeah, so far so good. So far, I'm loving all the books that we have read this far. If you're interested in joining the book club, you'll find the details in the description. So, the second pillar of the community is the collective, which we are gonna dive deep into it because we have been promoting and advertising and just marketing the collective, and then my colleague was like, we never really dived deep into what the collective is all about. And I was like, yeah, sure, why not have a whole episode around it? So I am excited to just dive deep into the collective. So what is the collective then? In short, the collective is where productivity meets purpose. What do you mean by productivity meeting purpose? In life we all have a purpose, we all have a calling, we all have talents and gifts, and but if we don't invest in those talents, in those gifts and purpose, they say purpose is who you are, not necessarily what you do, to a certain extent, because who you are, then you get to do things because of who you are. That's why I say to a certain extent, right? So, but if you don't invest or you do stuff to better that skill or to invest in that skill, it will just be, what do they call it? They call it people who sleep on their talents and their gifts and purposes. That is it. So, the collective comes in. That's why we say productivity meets purpose, because the collective comes in to help you, to attain your goals with an S, to attain your goals, to attain the person that you want to become, your dream life, or just becoming the best version of yourself through daily habits. We believe in systems over here, and systems that has to do with habits. They say if you want to go somewhere, if you want to build something that is sustainable, you've got to build systems. So with our systems, we believe in daily habits. For you to attain something sustainable, daily habits will take you a long way. So I've got questions from my colleague with the K, colleague with a K, Kolk. I saw that trending somewhere and I was like, that is really funny. You know how colleague is spelled with a C, but this one they wrote like colleague, and I was like, beautiful. I thought that was cool. Cool with a K. But anyways, I've got questions here. She sent me a couple of questions this morning. Let me just find them. She sent me a couple of questions this morning, and I would like to answer those questions. And if there's anything I believe is not asked, and then I can answer them after the questions. But I guess she has all the questions here. But let us go through. So the first question is, in your own word, what exactly is the collective? I think I did answer that, but to just sum it up, the collective is what activity meets purpose, right? It's a 12-week system where we focus on daily habits to achieve or to build something that is sustainable, or our dream lives, or the best version of yourself, in short. Yeah, that's my own words. Why did you choose 12 weeks instead of a whole year? You know how we in January we're like, new year, new me, everybody is happy, you are happy to even buy yourself a diary. And then week one comes, you're putting in the work, you are like, I've got this, I'm doing this. And you mind you, it's good, we all need to do that. But February comes, March comes, you're like, yeah, goals what? Or goals where? So that's why the 12-week system works for me personally, because first of all, I like to work in quarters. Like quarters is 3 months, right? So I like that. And then I was introduced to another book by 12-week system. I think there's a book around it by something Brian, right? I don't want to butcher the name, but something Brian. He has a whole book. I'm yet to read the book. I just saw videos. But I loved the concept of the 12 weeks, because in 12 weeks, it's not really long enough for you to just want to give up. 12 weeks, one could do a lot in 90 days, right? 12 weeks, basically. So I just thought it's the best way to achieve a goal, rather than focusing on a whole year. Then you just divided it into 4 quarters, and in those 4 quarters is like 12 weeks, right? I don't know if I'm not sure if this is asked in the later question. So it's on the purpose and glow, we focus on 3 goals, right? 3 goals for 12 weeks. Or some people are just focusing on 2, some just wants to focus on 1, which is also fine, as long as you are working towards something, right? So we focus on 3 goals for 12 weeks, rather than focusing on a gazillion things throughout the year. Okay, the third question is, who is the quarter 2 challenge really for? Or who is the Q2 challenge really for? This challenge is for everybody or anybody that says, I did not achieve my Q1. The first 3 months of the challenge, the first 3 months, I had goals. I had set up goals, or I set up goals for the first 3 months for the year, and I did nothing about it. Or I started, but along the way I stopped. So this Q2 challenge is for anybody that wants to achieve their goals. Probably you might not achieve the goals, but at least you'll get closer to the goal or the dream life that you have. Yeah. So question 4, if I'm feeling totally overwhelmed right now, how does this challenge help me reset? So how does one get to reset is by sometimes just to stop and just think of what you really want first of all, why you want to achieve that, or why you're feeling overwhelmed. Because are you feeling overwhelmed? It's really important to know why you're feeling overwhelmed. I think that could be a starting point. Why do you feel overwhelmed? Is it because you don't know what you want, or is it because you don't know what the next step is? Or are you feeling overwhelmed because you feel like you're doing it alone? So how to reset perhaps is by reaching out to us. I should mention that we are not coaches, we are just accountability partners. Coaches, or I don't know, facilitators, we are just accountability partners to help you get to where you want. So it's like a group of people that just wants to grow and become the best versions of ourselves. So together as accountability partners, we'll go and move forward together as a group. Okay, my next question. Can I list the questions? Let me go. Okay, down. Now, question 5 here. What is the best part of doing this with a group instead of alone? Like I've said, doing it alone, sometimes you feel overwhelmed. Sometimes you just don't know what to do. I'm not saying that when you're doing it alone, you won't do it, because I've done the 75 hard challenge by myself, alone. But what kept me is that I kept on watching videos of the 75 hard, of people who've done the 75 hard. So in a group, you have accountability partners, you have people cheering you on. Like we literally just finished week 1 of the collective, right? Week 1. So we've got 11 more weeks to go. And it's quite interesting. Then when you post that you've done something, you've completed a certain habit, people will be cheering you on or just give you emojis just to like, you've got this or you love that. That is very encouraging and motivating rather than doing it on your own. Because if you give up, nobody would be there to check up on you and be like, are you okay? Is thing okay? But if you, that's why I say it's a good thing to do it together as a group rather than doing it on your own. And I'm also not saying that you cannot do it by yourself, because I also completed one of the internet's most toughest challenge by myself. So, but with the challenge, but in a group, it's always good. Going forward, I won't think I want to do it alone. I want to do it as a group. That's why I saw somebody finishing the 75 hard a few weeks ago. And I was like, girl, please, next time you do the 75 hard, let me know, because it will be good to just have somebody to just cheer me on and be like, let's go, you've got this. Because there are days where you feel like, why am I even doing this? Because I had a lot of those thoughts during the 75 hard. Thankfully, I watched the videos that kept me. And also just having that sense of accomplishment. It's quite a good one. So the 6th question is, if somebody only takes one lesson from this 12-week journey, what do you want that to be? One lesson from the 12 weeks, I would say small steps, daily habits, little daily steps can take you very far. Because if you don't put in the steps on a day-to-day basis, you will not go anywhere. It's like somebody who takes, some people want to take huge steps, to get to where they want. If that works for them, it's also okay. But smaller steps can take you a very long way, because on a day-to-day basis, you learn something new, either about yourself or about the journey or about the goal, or just something that to where you want to go to. I'm not sure if I'm saying this right, but it will help you. Like somebody wants to lose weight. Some people want to lose weight like in a month, like 10 kgs. Good. If you can, that is good. If that works for you, that is also good. But if you are working on yourself, you are eating in a calorie deficit on a day-to-day basis, you are exercising, you are just putting in the work, the journey is different. Some people, like for me also, I'm that person, I enjoy the journey rather than the results. I love that. I'm not sure if I'm saying that. Because getting to the results is good, yes, amen, I made it to the finish line, but also the journey is just as important. Yeah, I hope so. The one lesson would be small steps can take you a long way. Daily steps, small steps can lead to a huge or a bigger outcome. So, question 7 is like, you talk about where productivity meets purpose. How do you help someone to find their purpose if they feel burnt out or stuck? I think I said it. If I didn't here, purpose is who you are, nah? Right? Not necessarily what you do. I say necessarily because who you are, you do take steps because you do things because of who you are, right? So, if you're feeling stuck with who you are, I think first of all, you need to just pause. I am a firm believer if just take a pause, reflect, analyze what is happening, why you feel stuck, what is happening around you. I'm also Christian. I believe in prayer, so pray about it. And going back to the question now, where productivity meets purpose, right? So if you feel stuck, I mean, if you are in the challenge, right, and you feel stuck, or just even if you're not in the challenge, productivity helps you take the steps, daily steps. I'm a firm believer, or I believe in taking daily steps. I know I'm gonna speak a lot about it, but just taking daily steps can take you along. When those daily steps is productivity, right? Because you are investing in yourself, you are working on becoming whatever goal or person that you want to become, on your talent or skills or anything like that. So that's why I say productivity meets purpose. Productivity, in other words, small daily habits to help you invest in your talents, in your purpose, in the person that you want to become, in your dream life. That's what it actually means. Did I answer it? Mm-hmm. Okay, the eighth question. So she sent me 10 questions. So we are at number 8. Number 8 is why is it better to do this with a group than by myself? I think this one, we've answered that one. So we have to move on to the next one, which says, what happens if you fall behind? Will the collective member help me? 100%. Like I've said, it's accountability partners, right? And one thing I should say as well, consistency, most of people think consistency looks like a straight line, right? Consistency is not like a straight line. Consistency is like you go a bit down, you come back, and then you go down, and then you go. The goal is to get to the finishing line, whether you are, okay, people are busy with the 2 Ocean Marathon right now, right? Whether you walk or you run or you crawl. I saw somebody crawling literally almost at the finishing line. So whether you crawl, whatever you do, the goal is to get to the end finishing line, right? So with a collective, in the collective, the goal is to achieve the goal, or is to achieve your dream life, whatever is it that you're trying to achieve. Whether you walk, you run, you go up and down. So it doesn't need to be a straight line. It's not like the daily habits. You don't have to have, imagine for 12 weeks you've got all habits on a day-to-day tracked. I think I'll be more concerned if that was the case. Because I mean, life can life sometimes. So, and to answer the question, yes, we would definitely help you by what? You've got to be in the group to find out how we're gonna help you, but definitely we will help you, because it's teamwork, it's accountability partner, it's all of us together. It's not just, yes, I want to achieve my goals, or I want to, no, we are doing this together. It's teamwork. And they say that if you want to go fast, go alone, but if you want to go far, go as a group or together. So I want to go far, so that's why the collective is here to help us achieve our goals, keeping in mind that we are not coaches or anything of that sort. It's just a group of people that wants to achieve certain goals, because each person in the collective have their own goals, right? What is the one thing you want people to say about their lives after the 12 weeks? What is the one thing you want people to say about their lives after this 12 weeks? Maybe I could say 2 things. The first thing I would say, I want them to say, I've achieved my goal. If not, have achieved my goal, I'm closer to getting to where I want to be, or I see a huge difference in my life, or just, if you would say, that's the 12th question, right? Maybe if I should add, if you see these daily habits, they are not huge tasks. They are just little habits that just, if you do them, if you really put in the work, trust me, by the end of the 12 weeks, you will see the difference. Either if your goal is to lose weight and your 2 habits, because we focus on 2 habits per goal, right? You are putting in the work, not consistently, like I've said, consistency, right? You will see a difference. We are not promising anything, but we are saying that if you put in the work, you go places. That's one of my favorite words, this word. You go places, and you will definitely achieve your goal, or you will say that I am closer to my goal or the dream life that I want, or I've invested in my talent, in my skills or purpose, if I could say, for lack of a better word. So those were the 12 questions that I got from my colleague with a K, with a colleague with a K. I loved it. I saw that meme and I just loved it. But let me get back to maybe to answer a few questions about the collective as well. So on the collective, it's like I have a goal. Let me say you have a 5-year goal, right? 5-year goal, and then it's divided into, with the 12, it's divided into quarters, like we've mentioned earlier. So we focus 12 weeks on just 3 goals that you want to achieve. What is it that you want to achieve, or that will help you get closer to your goals? And then within the 3 goals is divided with 2 habits. Each goal has 2 habits that you focus on, right? Let me say, for example, you go to school, right? You are an academic, right? So you want to pass, let me say you want to get like a 90% overall in each of your modules, right? So one would say is to attend classes, right? To attend classes every day. That could be a habit. And the other habit could be invest 1 hour per day on my schoolwork. That could be on assignments or just research, or it could be like a full hour studying towards the exams. Even if you know that the exams is in the next 2 to 3 months, you're just putting in daily habits to get to the 75 or 70% overall pass, right? Or maybe you say that I want to lose weight, because this is a very common thing, because a lot of people want to lose weight. A lot of people want to lose weight. So it could be you go for a 30-minute walk or run, if you're a runner. And then the other habit, daily habit, could be eat in a calorie deficit, right? That if you want to lose weight, that's the one thing, that's the secret to losing weight. You've got to be in a calorie deficit. What other example could I give? Let me say, these habits, they don't have to be complicated, right? These are just things that you already do on a day-to-day basis. Example, you wake up every day. We all wake up every day, right? To either go to school, to go to work, or to do whatever you need to do, right? To get things done. We all wake up, but if your goal is to get up and get things done, you wake up maybe an hour before the time that you usually done, so that you could do a lot, prepare yourself so that you can get to work on time. Because some people have a habit of getting to work very late. So once you're in the collective, or once you're in the challenge, getting to work on time could be a habit. Waking up early could be on time. We have got people in the challenge, literally, who have a daily habit of reading their Bible. That's a good thing, because they want to grow their spiritual lives. So reading the Bible is a habit. Things that you do. I'm not talking about things that you already know you do. Just like I was saying earlier, maybe you already are in a calorie deficit. So, and you already go for runs. Maybe it could be to add on to that. Maybe a habit that you could add on that. Maybe is to drink a lot of water, because you know you've good water is good for us. Just small daily habits that can help you become the best version of yourself. I don't want to ramble, but just daily habits that can help you improve your lifestyle, that can help you become the best version of yourself, that can help you attain or create sustainable systems or sustainable goals, so that you could just be like, you know what, I'm the girl, or I am living that life that I've dreamed for, or that I've dreamed for, because you've put in the daily steps, or you've put in the daily habits. I'm big on daily habits, guys. That's why you probably had me say daily habits. I'm not sure if you could go back and count how many times I've said daily habits, but I just believe in daily habits. So that is it. I don't know if you guys have any questions. So if you have any questions about the collective, please let us know. The collective is where productivity meets purpose, and unfortunately, we are not taking in anyone for Q2. We have closed down intake for Q2. We are gonna do Q3. Yeah, Q3 is coming up soon. Please be on the lookout so that we could achieve our goals through daily habits. That is it. That is it. My name is Pamela Nangobe, your host, and this is the Purpose and Glow podcast. Until next week, stay in purpose and keep glowing. Bye bye.